Did you know that a study from Sweden found that top earners have lower intelligence than those just below them? Surprising, right? But before you drop out of school and start binge-watching reality TV, there are some important things to consider. The study found that the relationship between intelligence and income is strong up to a certain point after earning $64,000 per year. Intelligence doesn't have as much of an impact on income. In fact, at the very top end of earners, dumber people tend to do better. So, does this mean that being a couch potato is better for your career than getting an education? Not necessarily. One reason why smart people may not earn as much as their less intelligent counterparts is that they often pursue high-prestige jobs that don't necessarily pay well. Think about academics and research scientists, some of the smartest people in the world, but not necessarily the highest earners. Ultimately, while this study is fascinating, it's important to remember that there are many factors that contribute to a person's income and career success. So, keep studying hard and pursuing your passions, and don't let this study discourage you from reaching for the stars. Have you ever wondered why some highly intelligent professionals like doctors, lawyers, and bankers don't make it to the top 1% of earners in the US? It's because to be in the top 1%, an individual needs to make at least $597,000 before taxes. And while some highly compensated professionals may earn this much, they are in the minority. Most people in the top 1% are business owners who, while they still need to be smart, don't necessarily need to be genius-level intelligent like top surgeons. In fact, highly intelligent people who follow well-compensated career paths are less likely to transition to business ownership because they reach a comfortable level of income and don't want to risk giving up their well-paid job to start a business that may not succeed. On the other hand, moderately intelligent people with a desire for high income may not have as many opportunities to reach the top percentiles unless they go into business for themselves. So, the bottom line is that you don't have to be a genius to make money. While some high-paying professions require exceptional intelligence, many business owners have achieved financial success without being at the top of the IQ scale. The key is having a desire for high income and taking calculated risks to achieve your goals. The idea that dumb people earn more money than smart people may seem like a paradox, but it's not as crazy as it sounds. This is because people who are less educated and have fewer skills are often willing to take more risks than their highly educated counterparts. They are more willing to take a chance on a new opportunity or invest in a new venture because they don't have as much to lose. But don't be fooled by the data. Just because some less intelligent people are earning more money doesn't mean that you should give up on your education or stop improving your skills. In fact, the opposite is true. If you want to be successful, you need to be both intelligent and ambitious. This means that you need to have a solid education, be willing to work hard, and take calculated risks. When it comes to choosing a career path with the goal of making as much money as possible, it's important to understand the limitations of statistical data. Trying to replicate the success of the top 1% of earners may not be a realistic or effective strategy due to the statistical complications that arise when analyzing data sets drawn on a percentile scale. The concept of the ceiling effect is particularly relevant in this context. This occurs when the extremities of a data set, such as the top 1% of earners, are reached and it becomes impossible to achieve higher results. For example, if a group of 10 students took a 100-question surprise quiz and 3 students achieved a perfect score, a statistician might conclude that a perfect score is the easiest result to obtain simply because it occurred most frequently. A perfect score is the highest possible result. Similarly, when examining the top 1% of earners, it's important to consider the average intelligence and skill level of the group. While many high earners are undoubtedly very intelligent and skilled, the average is brought down by individuals who may not have earned their wealth through merit or hard work. This includes individuals like the Kardashians, whose wealth is largely a result of their fame and social media presence rather than any particular skill or accomplishment. Let's talk about the top 2% of income earners. The problem with less intelligent people earning a lot of money is that they may have started a business that failed and ended up with a low income. On the other hand, a business owner who is successful doesn't need to have a large business to end up in the top 1% of earners. But here's the thing, even if you're highly intelligent, statistically, you're still likely to fail in business because there are fewer highly intelligent people than those with average intelligence. Thus, there will be more successful business is run by average people than by intelligent people. Additionally, intelligent people who are already earning a good income in a stable job are less likely to start their own business in the first place. So, even if they did, they are less likely to end up as successful business owners. Moreover, when interpreting any study, it's crucial to remember that traits of wealthy people go well beyond just statistics. For example, the study mentioned earlier was conducted only on men. Men have different careers and work in different professions than women, so the results could be different if the other half of the population was included. Overall, there are many factors that determine wealth beyond just intelligence and business ownership. It's important to keep this in mind when evaluating studies that claim to reveal the secrets to becoming wealthy. Measuring intelligence is no easy task. Military entrance exams, for instance, tend to focus on comprehension and following orders, rather than free thinking and creativity that could provide a competitive edge in the boardroom. This brings up the question of whether measuring intelligence in this manner is a good indication of success in life, or even in certain careers. Furthermore, it is important to note that the study being referred to was conducted in Sweden, a country with a very different economic and social landscape from the United States. Swedish society offers stronger welfare and worker protections, which affects personal finance and career trajectories. In addition, the country pays lower salaries on average to its top earners. Yet, despite these factors, Sweden is actually more entrepreneurial than the US, with 20 startups per 1,000 people as compared to just 5 in the US. So, what does all of this mean for those seeking to join the top 1% of earners? While the study suggests that successful business ownership is the most common path to this elite status, the reality may be different in other places. In fact, highly intelligent people in certain professions may be more likely to reach the top than those who start their own businesses. This is especially relevant considering that not everyone has the same opportunities in life. For instance, some people may come from privileged backgrounds with access to powerful family connections that can help them land high-paying jobs. While this may not seem fair, it is often seen as a necessary aspect of business. However, the presence of such individuals in the top percentile may lower the average intelligence of that group, since not all of them would be highly intelligent. In short, the path to the top 1% is not as straightforward as it may seem. It is influenced by a complex interplay of factors including societal values, economic conditions, personal advantages, and more. As such, it is important to consider all of these factors when analyzing studies and drawing conclusions about success in life. Have you ever wondered what it takes to become a member of the 1%? It's easy to assume that it's all about being born into a wealthy family or running a highly successful business. However, a recent investigation shows that there's more to it than just luck and business savvy. Intelligence plays a crucial role in determining whether or not someone makes it into the top 1%. But how can intelligence make such a big difference? It all comes down to the types of skills that are valued in the workforce. For example, military entrance exams tend to focus on comprehension and following orders rather than creativity and critical thinking. This means that someone who excels in those areas may have an advantage in certain careers, such as the military or other fields that prioritize obedience and structure. Of course, intelligence is a complex trait that can't be boiled down to a single test or metric. Some people may have a natural aptitude for learning and problem solving, while others may struggle to keep up. However, this doesn't mean that you're doomed to a life of mediocrity if you don't have a genius-level IQ. It simply means that you need to be honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses, and choose a career path that aligns with your abilities. It's also worth noting that intelligence isn't the only factor that determines success. Family connections, luck, and other factors can all play a role in someone's financial standing. However, by focusing on your own skills and abilities, you can increase your chances of making it into the 1%. So, what's the bottom line? If you want to become a member of the 1%, you need to be honest with yourself about your intelligence and choose a career that plays to your strengths. It's not about eating caviar or flying first class, it's about working hard and making the most of your talents. And who knows, with a little bit of luck and a lot of effort, you just might find yourself in the top 1%. In highly competitive industries, success and failure are two sides of the same coin. While high performers are rewarded handsomely, underperformers are equally punished. For example, pursuing a career in medicine can almost guarantee a comfortable upper middle or upper class income, but dropping out of medical school will leave you with hundreds of thousands of dollars of student debt, putting you at a disadvantage compared to those who were more realistic with their career aspirations. On the other hand, a skilled and reputable electrician can earn more than an average or below average lawyer. However, this doesn't mean that dropping out of college is the solution. Instead, it's important to be honest with oneself about which field one could excel in and pursue that path, rather than blindly chasing career paths that only have a reputation for high earnings. Otherwise, you may end up like the many people who rushed into tech jobs to pursue big paychecks, only to find themselves laid off when the biggest companies in the space announced record layoffs. To avoid such pitfalls, it's important to critically assess your strengths and weaknesses and choose a career path that suits you best. It may require admitting to yourself that you're not cut out for a certain field, but being honest about your limitations will take you much further than pretending to be good at something you're not.